fans, welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast, episode 579. The Detroit Lions got game. I'm your host, your dash. Oh, this is the official Detroit Lions podcast. Fred, I am your dashing host, Chris, and with me is my good friend and co-host, Jeff Rizdon. How you doing, my friend? I've got you French. I've got you Rizdoni. You're all over the place, brother.
That's appropriate, as I am of Swiss heritage. I'm part of my family, so we're a nice little mongrel mix. I'm doing good. I had fun today. I just got home from the radio studio. I apologize for the delay. I left something there that I had to go back and get, and made it back home. So I'm here.
Good. Glad to have you. I got a lot to talk about today. We got the Bears beatdown. Why not revisit that? Let's talk about that because it's a lot of fun. Jared Goff named the NFC Player of the Week. A fan vibe check. We're going to preview and make some picks for the Lions, just the Ravens, and a whole lot more. Mr. Risen, are you ready to go, my friend?
Let's do it.
Let's kick this off and break it down.
And we're off. I don't know if you saw it. Gray had a great one drop today. Great episode. DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Also on the podcast on the old Spotify and also on the YouTube. Worth your time. Making use of the graphics. He's got some Amazon next gen stats. We got next gen Gray rolling. Some good stuff coming. Some fun. Check that out. Let's get right to it. We got the Bears beatdown revisited. And of course, our favorite saying from years and years gone by, lol Bears.
Wow. They're bad.
Oh, God.
Chris, that was fun.
People. And now
it was fun.
Ben has taken my advice. He said out loud, they haven't had a playoff or a championship level practice yet. I think he's finally taken the advice to kind of ratchet those expectations down because now he's seen just how bad it can be.
One of the things that's sort of ironic about it is that the Bears have played two games. They have played the Vikings and the Lions and lost both games. And both opposing quarterbacks have been the NFC Offensive Player of the Week against his defense, which I'm not sure he knows is on the field.
Which is really weird for the Chicago Bears because they're always known for their defense and destroying quarterbacks. Now they're getting the best of both worlds, and we can enjoy the fruits of that.
Their defense is probably better than the Lions made them look, but they're not. They ain't that. That's for damn sure.
Oh, man. And we'll talk about it, but, man, are the Lions that? What a show. Over 50 burger hanging on the Bears. It was just an embarrassing run for them up and down. The first drive of the game, which looked pretty solid, it was like, oh, shit, this is going to be a game. And then the rails came out from under the Bears train, and it just bore down.
Guess what happened? The scripted plays stopped.
Yep. Yeah.
You could tell like that Ben was out of script and Caleb Williams was off script, and that's not a good player when he's off script.
Oof.
No. Oh, man.
It's wild. And, this is that cycle of the Bears don't have a quarterback. Oh, they're going to draft one. Oh, they don't have a coach. They're going to get a new one. Oh, cool. Oh, we just don't have a quarterback. We got to get a quarterback. It's this ongoing rinse, repeat, spin cycle. And the thing I think that I just kind of walk away with, the little bit of vindication that I love, and I hate living like this, but you got to take your victories where you get them. The absolute meltdown of Bears fans and the whole, from this gloating, we're going to own the whole thing. Yeah. Until
2 weeks.
The whole city is burning down. They're dying. And it's like, you know what? I don't think that Ben Johnson's won a game without Jared Goff. All of a sudden, a whole new narrative emerges. It's fantastic.
It's funny how the tables turn, the turntables.
Yeah,
it was just so much fun to watch that game, and I've rewatched it actually a lot. I did a tape breakdown of Hutchinson He was really good. Spoiler alert. That's up at Lions Wire. I have the general notes coming tomorrow morning. Other than a couple of specific players, the Lions absolutely destroyed them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everybody played well for the most part. Even, like, the worst PFF scores. Like, I'm sure... Actually, I didn't write that piece this week, so I'm not sure exactly who they are. I'm going to guess Terrion was down there.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that Ratledge was probably down there. Jack Campbell probably should have been down there, even if he wasn't. But even those guys, like, they made plays. Like, they did do some positive things in that game. It was just, wow, so good.
I, too, have rewatched that game at least 5 times, but that's only because I've committed it to the Spank Bank. That was just fantastic material. Fantastic material. Let's really quick... Sorry, I couldn't resist. Let's really quick run through some of the stats here. Jared Goff, a 158.33 QBR, or QBR. 82% passing, 334 yards, 23 completions on 28 attempts. You had 94 yards out of Ja. You had 57 yards out of Monty, and Monty was those were those brutal power yards. And it's so fun to watch the Lions stick to the run game, and I'm retraining myself again this year to say it's okay that the runs aren't really super killing it early, because we just keep wearing down that defense, and by the end they're just a sieve. And I forget, stick with the run. You don't have to run away from it. But it's so many decades of Lions running away from the run after Barry was gone and just going straight to the pass. So good stuff there. Amon-Ra, 7 yards on 2 carries with a 3.5 yard average. I love that. Goff, though, 6 yard average, doubled it. He had a 1 run for 6 yards. A little beep roadrunner work out there going on. So that was good. Passing, you got Amon-Ra with 115 yards. You had Laporta out there with a clutch 26, right? It was like a little more than 8.5 yards average. Big deal for Sammy Laporta. J-Mo, only 2 catches, 108 yards. It's freaking awesome. This is the team, bro. This is the beauty that we love.
That was fun. It was, Brock Wright caught a touchdown. Caught another great pass later in the game, too. Like, he was dialed in.
Yeah.
You saw Tesla. Oh, he only makes spectacular one-handed catches. Like, it wasn't real.
Wasn't as good this week. He's obviously on the decline already. Jimmy Lau, quote unquote. One of the best tweets I saw all week. Yeah,
I really enjoyed that. He's doing a great job.
I meant to say Dr. Jimmy Lau. Sorry.
Yes. Graham Glasgow had a really bad first week. It was great Sunday. He was great.
Yeah.
It was wonderful to see him get it back. And I think some of it was the fact that he now had more confidence in the 2 guys to his left and right. I think Mahogany played a lot better. I think Ratledge, while he still has some work to do, played better.
Yeah.
Showed growth.
And
as that happens...
You saw the grit in him, too. Yeah. It came out this week.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
He's still got some things to clean up, but you see them growing together. And you see how it felt like Graham Glasgow just like, let's just play some ball.
Yeah.
He wasn't thinking too much, wasn't overreacting, wasn't under. He was just the right amount of Graham Glasgow, and it was very nice to see. Because look, I genuinely like the guy. I don't like being critical of him because he's a good dude. He's a
fantastic guy. Yeah.
But he hasn't been playing great, and it was wonderful that he got some vindication and played well. Made me very happy.
Yeah. Great tackle. I mean, Anzalone with 6, Campbell with 8 tackles, Aiden only with 2 tackles. Riz, Jarek Barnes with 6. Aiden was disruptive as hell out there, bro. It was great. And the moment, not only did fans eat it up, but the moment he got that sack, you could see it in his face that there was a weight lifted, and it seemed like he turned it on even after that. Like there was an energy he got back out of that, right? But you could see it was so heartwarming to see him in that moment that I'm back now, right? That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was wonderful to see him break out and get a ton of pressures. Because remember the first week, Jake Bates had more tackles than he did. That can't happen again. Look, when he got folded up from behind on that one play and came out of it, and he was like sort of wincing, but also sort of smiling, like, okay, I'm going to be all right here.
Yeah.
I think he needed that.
You know what? I was just going to say, yep.
He, it was like, and he talked about this summer, about how he got hit on the leg that got broken once in a practice. And he's like, for like a split second, I was freaking out. And then I'm like, okay, I'm all right. I think he needed that in the game. And boy, he embarrassed Braxton Jones. Did a lot to Darnell Wright too.
Yeah, I was going to say, Darnell's a good player, although he flinches all the time, but
he does. Braxton Jones, not a good player. And that's not going to be an easy fix for them.
No. But it was great to see him come back. And again, like you said, it's one of those, it sits in the back of guys' mind until they can break through it. And I think this Bears game is going to be a moment for Aiden that, the hutch is back. And I think you're going to see this kind of explosion out of him starting this week. And it's going to be hard. They got a tough go this week. We'll talk about that coming up. But what I really hit about the safeties too, Brian Branch just killing it out there, blasting knocking out a fumble, had a penalized interception taken away, but no worries because Kirby's out there grabbing balls again.
Yeah. Thanks to Hutch.
Yeah.
Hutch made the pressure on that play. Hutch probably should have had a sack on that play. And looking back in retrospect, Caleb Williams probably wishes he went down.
Yeah.
He did not.
And he's so used to going down. The last one we'll talk about quick.
By the way, Brian Branch, by the way, forced 2 other fumbles on the same play. How hard is that to do?
AQ Muhammad.
Recover either of them.
AQ Muhammad looked good out
Muhammad.
there. Yeah. Looking great out there and stepping in for Mr. Davenport. Have we heard anything yet from
we have condition? Not. We will hear something tomorrow morning. The Lions have been off Tuesday and Wednesday. Media access closed. I don't think any players were in the building yesterday unless they needed like medical treatment or something. Today they were there for, my understanding was it was for a walkthrough, which was indeed literally a walk through, just to sort of get used to the Ravens and get guys back. And then tomorrow they practice and Dan talks.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll hear an update. The only thing, and I will go with what Ben Raven told me on the radio today, and I think Ben's exactly right. When the team tells you that they're getting a second opinion, that means that the first opinion was not favorable, was not something that they liked.
No.
Like, I don't think it's serious. I don't think it's season ending because he did, in fact, play after it. He injured himself on the Lions' first sack of the season. Some irony there, maybe. But, if it's 4 weeks, okay, by that point, hopefully Josh Paschal is back. We'll see. I don't know. But Al-Qadim Muhammad, he balled out, man. Like, if you look at, and this came out on social media today, he's in the top 10 in pass rush win rate and pass rush pressure rate. Immediately above him is Trey Hendrickson. Immediately below him is Joey Bosa. Pretty good company.
Yeah. And I think after this showing, it's probably feasible that sooner than later we'll have Ben Johnson back doing the offense for the questions. Helps us satisfy the questions in the media room from your neighborhood dope.
Oh, this is honestly a week that I really wish I could get over there for media sessions, and I can't, unfortunately. I'm solo dad this week, and it just isn't going to work out. But it's as I told Ben today, we got to start asking a little bit better questions. We got to ask actual questions instead of lobbing statements at Dan Campbell and react, Dan.
Can I say it starts with each of you? You don't need to talk together. You don't need to talk to each other about what to do. Just do it. One of you somewhere. Yeah. Show up. Yeah. Like, I can see the press conference on YouTube. Like, and being in that room used to mean something, and then like the EPs got in there and they said, whoa, you got, all of a sudden being in the room is the most important thing, and then you get a question like that from being in the room. It's like, oh, okay, so yeah, it really doesn't mean a whole lot, does it? Because you're not telling us anything. You're not telling us anything beyond that. It's ridiculous.
And so Chris, I don't particularly care to ask questions at press conferences. That's not. You got to lead the way, Riz. Not what I'm good at.
You got to bring it, man. You've got to straighten this shit up. Start thinking about it.
I would be tempted to raise my hand this week and have Eamon call on me. Be nice.
If you want, I'll hit you with some crib notes. I'll get you some stock ones so you can get some good opportunities.
I physically can't get over there this week, but next week, week I hope to be there. In the abbreviated week, especially, everything will be more hunky dory on the home front.
You got the Slack. Pull from the Slack. They'll help. I mean, that's the thing. The press is supposed to be there for the fans who can't be, right? Oh, it's so important to be in the room. Cool. You're there. Do your job for the fans, right? Use the Slack, man. Those you'll get really good questions that fans are concerned about that you could ask and already stand head and shoulders above what's being asked in that room.
Yeah. One of the reasons that I don't typically ask questions is that I don't have predetermined storylines in my head that I want to explore, or I want to. That's not what I do.
Right.
I don't want to be the leading. I don't want to lead the horse to water and make him drink. Now, if I have an idea or if I do feel strongly about a situation, I will ask. I do ask player questions in those press conferences quite a bit. I do talk to Dave Phipp when he gives pressers. I ask him questions.
He's so easy though.
Basically because I'm one of the few people that really, really pays attention to special teams, and also he knows me.
And he's so easy to get along with, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to say there's not an intimidation factor, because he, in his own way, is one of the more intimidating dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he can be. Yes.
Yeah. But he's just like, as long as you're not like limp-brained and smooth-brained, you'll do just fine with him. Yeah. He's forthcoming. He's smart. He's great. He's fantastic.
Yeah. And I don't know, just the general strategy. That missed me with that. That's not where I'm at. I will try my darndest to get better at that sort of thing.
You're good, Riz. You just gotta feel it. You're good at it. I've seen you do it.
Yeah.
You gotta feel it, and you gotta believe in yourself, bro.
Yeah.
We believe in you. We believe in you.
Well, thank you. That's nice. That's very good.
All right. Let me get to the other side of the ball really quick with some of the stats from the Law Bears. Caleb, 98 QBR. 63% passing. He did get 200 yards. I mean, the one thing the Bears did is move the ball, but they just couldn't finish the job. They just couldn't bring it to completion.
He makes some plays. That's what he's going to do. He will make plays periodically. Yep. Their first drive when they were on script, that was nice, man. It looked like we might have a football game at that point. And then nope. Chris, can we make fun of his quarterback sneak?
Oh, it was absolutely. Awful. Oh, absolutely.
It was awful. What are you doing? I must give credit to Tyleik Williams for absolutely blowing up the fourth down one.
You know,
that was phenomenal.
We haven't talked a lot about him this year, but quietly, he's doing really well. I mean, and it's weird because
he was forced.
A defensive tackle is not the most talked about position on the field. Probably one of the least talked about position on the field. Not the sexiest position on the field, right? But Tyleik very quietly is more than just doing his job, man. He is doing his job out there. Like, God dang, I love this.
Both fourth down stops were him.
Yep.
He didn't get credit for the tackle on that QB sneak, but he absolutely destroyed that play. But the one before that, Caleb Williams looked like he was afraid. Like he didn't have a plan. Like how you're over 6 feet tall. You've got a lot of big dudes in front of you. They're not unskilled. That line is not without talent. My God, that was rough, dude. He needed more than a tush push. He needed.
I just want to like help Bears fans kind of think about the future. With Caleb's QBR of 98, you got to know that Tyson Bagent's was 105. So I think we have a little bit of a quarterback controversy.
Bagent can sling it, man.
Got a little bit of a quarterback controversy in Chicago.
Tyson Bagent, that's an easy guy to root for, even though he plays for Chicago. I had a lot of fun with him personally at the Senior Bowl, and I had fun with his dad at the Combine. Professional arm wrestler. He literally makes a living arm wrestling, and he loves to talk about it. It's a fun dude, down to earth dude. It's a shame that he plays for Chicago and we have to dislike him because of that, but he's a good dude. Love to see him wind up in Detroit at some point at the end of his career, maybe.
One player that I want to talk about who was Detroit that we don't want to see anymore, DeAndre Swift. He got himself 63 yards. At times looked good. The thing about him, there was so many times it's Swift's out, Swift's injured, and he just got up and kept playing. I'm like, well, that's not the Swift I know. What the hell happened? When did he become tough? But there he was.
He had the one really good run early. I think it was like 22 yards, and it was one of those runs where Jack Campbell and Alex Anzalone each went to the outside hole, so they left the one right in front of him open, and he ran right through it. And, good for him, but he still is. I haven't seen the updated on it, but last year he was the worst runner in terms of yards over expectation per carry, and I would assume that even after a decent game against Detroit, he's probably pretty low in that because he did leave some meat on the bone on some of his runs on Sunday, and that is something that we do need to be aware of as we face Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and the Ravens. Won't have to worry too much about it with the Browns because they're the Browns. Their offense is so bad.
Last one.
I don't have to worry about it with the Bengals because the Bengals are
little toe in the sand. Yeah. Last player I want to talk about is Rome Odunze, who had 128 yards receiving, had a good game. After last year, he was he looked last year the expectation was he was going to be the dude, and he wasn't at all. I don't know what happened with him. This year, he's absolutely shown up. He's been clutch for Caleb this year. Looked really, really good out there. There was a thing where I wanted him, and then I saw his first year. I was like, wow, I kind of missed on that. And now, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe it just took a little bit of juice to get him there.
He gave Terry on a world of problems, man. Yep. That guy's a good player. Good player.
He has come alive.
Very physical off the line. But then, and Scott Bischoff and I talked about this on the radio today, and Bischoff knows this very well. He's so good for a bigger, long-striding guy at getting himself space. It's something that Isaac Tisla is working on. And they are similar builds. I think Rome's actually probably stronger.
Yeah.
Tisla's probably faster. Yeah. But, you can see you saw Odunze looking like a guy who was a top 10 pick there. He had himself a game. It won't be just against Detroit. He's going to be a problem.
Yep. So I do want to say, just based on our lines we gave, our predictions, my prediction was closer. Riz, remember what did I say? Did I go as high as 38? Or was I
I think you had 30
to 17.
You had him winning by 2 touchdowns. I want to say,
yeah,
if I recall.
Yeah,
I had him by 6, I think.
And you had the under, and I had the over, which we definitely nailed the over on this one.
The Lions beat the over by themselves.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Only other team that's done that this year is the Cowboys. They did it against the Giants. Brandon Aubrey kicking from
Dunzo. All right, so there you go. Tisla is what a weapon. And now, as people are starting to get film, you've got to account for him. You have to account for him. So now, think about it. You're a defense, and it's like we've talked about what it could be before the season, but now you have to account for Amon-Ra. You have to account for J-Mo. You have to account for Tisla. Laporta, you have to account for. Oh, by the way, we got Big Cock Brock and Ja, and then Monty will just bowl you over, right? this is all coming together. It's starting to look like what we predicted. And that's a really, really good feeling. This offense was booming, brother.
And they did it with with John Morton specifically, coordinating a lot of very familiarly exotic concepts, advanced concepts, things that everybody gives credit to Ben Johnson for, that the Lions couldn't possibly ever do without him there. And John Morton was running those types of plays all day.
I
love that for John.
Report is going to be that one day this Dan Campbell guy might make one hell of an offensive coordinator. Taking the reins made a difference, and this is not a case of changing the world, right? But it is of helping someone, bringing somebody up. We've talked about how leadership works here. People, some people love the whole thing when we talk about servant leadership. Some people, this was a demonstration of how to do it and what your expectations are from the people that work for you. This is growth. They had an awesome week leading up to this game of practice internally and the work that they did both offensively and defensively. The team felt really, really good, and it absolutely showed on the field. So more to come in that space, but and we'll talk about what this week is, because this week is a whole new challenge ahead.
Definitely. Baltimore's different.
Yeah.
They're better than Chicago. I think that's a fair statement.
Yes. Tim Stein, Tesla will make a catch with his big toe this week, and he'll have no problem walking away from it, unlike Joey Burrow. Okay, let's get into the next one really quick.
Dude, toes are rough, dude.
Yeah, turf toes.
I've had turf toe for 35 years. I injured it on a water slide at Cedar Point when I was 19. I was 19. It still hurts from time to time. Like, I never had it surgically repaired. I have had injections into it of like artificial synovial fluid, I think it is that they called it. It's been a while, but like there are still times where it will lock up, and it's like, okay,
man,
wheelchair, like it hurts, man. It's debilitating. It made Jack Lambert retire. Jack Lambert is one of the toughest MFers ever. He had to quit because of Patrick Willis, one of the best linebackers of the 21st century, done because of a toe.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, it's Deion Sanders, before he lost the toe, had toe injuries, and it is like it's a real thing, folks. It's don't snicker about it. Like, it fells tremendous athletes.
Yeah.
And I hope that Joe Burrow gets back, but it won't be while the Lions play him. And no.
Okay.
I can't imagine that ship staying on course for a while. I mean, they are 2-0.
Before we get into another Grisden Gout update, let me just tell folks, Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com, Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Head on over. Anything you're shopping, anything you need. Looking at Halloween coming up in just a month. You want to get your costume, all the accessories, everything else right there. Go there, buy the stuff you need, and help the show by doing something you were going to do anyway. Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Thank you all for your support. All right, let's keep going. Jared Goff named the NFC Player of the Week. There was two other guys that you didn't even need to talk about them, because they did not put 52 points up on that board.
I just want more points.
I hear the chant, the Jared Goff chant going on. How about that?
I hear it.
Oh man, and he's earning the chant again, man. He's earning the chant again. Week 1, tough one. This week he came out and he just slang that ball.
He played well in Green Bay. I disagree with the folks who think that he didn't play well in Green Bay. I thought he played well in Green Bay. I don't think his supporting cast helped him all that much in that game, specifically the line in front of him, but I thought he was fine. He looked like an MVP candidate against Chicago.
Yes, that he did. Again, 158 0.33. QBR. That's what's perfect again? 160?
158.6, I believe.
158.6.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
as you know, I'm terrible with numbers.
Yeah. It's the one saying, don't worry, Riz, I'll do the math. No, right on the border of perfect there for Jared. Great game. Really love what he was able to put together, and he deserves this player of the week. Could be a player of the month facing. He has another game like that. Could absolutely be looking at
and just to spin. Baltimore's defense is not what a lot of people seem to think it is. They're good, but they're good in a different way than a lot of people seem to think they are. So he's got a shot. Lions will be able to score this week. I don't know if they'll be able to score 52, but
we'll talk about it. Yeah. Peaceful Tim says, no chant. My TV played We Are the Champions by Queen. Weird. Yeah. I love your TV, brother. It's a beauty. I got a really quick, just great job, Jared. Keep up the awesome work. Fans love it. I mean, he's you look at Jared and you really do see the whole package of a guy, right? You see a good dad, a great husband with a gorgeous wife. He's a great player. He's super cool around the community. When everyone was dogging him, first thing he's doing was standing up a foundation and a charity to help folks in Detroit and help kids in Detroit. And he's just been giving back and giving back and giving back. He just checks every single great human being box and then just turns in an almost perfect quarterback rating against the Bears. I mean, come on, dude.
No, it makes it that much easier to like him when he's playing well. Like, it isn't like you don't have to be a fair weather guy. Like he's not like Aaron Rodgers, because when Aaron Rodgers isn't playing well, everybody hates him. Yeah. But when he is playing well, it's like, oh yeah, okay, we'll deal with him because he's playing so well. But we really don't like him personally.
It's true
off the
of
field.
Sports players. Fans get mad at him. I dislike with people the idea that people hate on Jared if he's not playing well. They did early because they didn't think he had it in him, and then he showed up, and it's like, okay, yeah, he's. And again, to look at it now, he's behind. What is it? Oh, what was the stat? Touchdowns, past Bobby Lane. He's number 2 behind Stafford now, right? To be the guy after the guy is such a shitty spot to be put in, and yet he's owned it. He's come up and he's like, oh, no.
You're fine.
Somebody else is going to be the guy after the guy. I'm the guy. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what he stepped up and done. I love it. I absolutely love it. So good on him. Yeah. Good stuff going on. Jared Goff, NFC Player of the Week.
Yep.
All right.
Somebody else gets to be the Gary Hogaboom after Roger Staubach and then Danny White and then before Drake. Gary Hogaboom, good friend of mine. Great guy.
This is the part of the show where you hit us up in the comments down below or in the chat right now, the live chat we'll watch for you. It's a vibe check. Lions now with a 1-1 record. We've gone from 2 opposite ends of the fan spectrum. After week 1, it was doom and gloom. This team's it's got nothing. It's gonna fall apart. It's
fire everyone.
Yep. Oh God,
we suck.
That's hilarious. 2, this week we've already got the Super Bowl trophy. We're just building the case for it right now there in Allen Park. Let's start. Riz, vibe check. Where are you at on this team right now?
I think they can win the Super Bowl. I haven't really changed on that. If they lose Monday night, I still think they can win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's not going to be easy. They're going to have to sharpen some things up a little bit, but this is as good of a team as any in football. They might not be the best every week. They might not be the best in September or October as they were last year. They have a very reasonable, realistic chance of being the best team in December and January, which is when we want them to be the best.
Yep.
That's where I'm at.
Chat, Brian Smith, weren't you guys around in the beginning when he was throwing picks and looking horrible and people wanted to kick him out of town? Jared Goff. Yeah, that was people I am proudly one of the only people that said he was surrounded by a cast of, remember his best receiver was Quintez Cephas. I was the one that was telling people he's way better than this. I'm telling you, this is not the Jared Goff.
I was skeptical of him when he arrived, but I was willing to let it play out. I was upset that they didn't bring in a viable plan B early. Other than I think it was David Blau was here when he first got here.
Yep.
I like David Blau. I didn't really want him as my quarterback.
No, he's a nice enough guy.
Goff won me over pretty quickly with the way that he handled things and handled it was not a difficult. It was not an easy spot for him to be in, taking over for Matthew Stafford, who was still incredibly popular with the fan base and who obviously still had some juice left to squeeze. He won a Super Bowl in Los Angeles. That I think the way that Jared Goff handled himself and dealt with being on a bad roster.
Yep.
I think that won a lot of folks over, myself included, in the 2021 season, into the 2022 offseason, and into that season.
Yep.
Because, look, when he was in Los Angeles, when he was done there, he was not an NFL starting quarterback. And to his credit, he has recaptured and remade himself and gotten back to the guy who did take the Rams to a Super Bowl. I think that gets lost. He was once the number 1 overall pick in the draft. I think that gets lost.
He was an NFL quarterback everywhere but mentally. Sean McVay abused him, the emotional and mental abuse that he underwent with McVay and how that whole thing came down. I mean, I want to say any other person, but there's probably a few, but any other person would have absolutely been broken by that. And Jared Goff stood there, and I remember Tori Petrie had just left, and he had said, where is it? Right here, this one. Where is it? Oh, damn it! Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm going to find it because this is really really important. Yeah, where is it? Darn it! I'm maybe I won't find it here, and I'll just have to say
so many buttons, Chris.
Yeah, one of them. This is still after they had to rebuild everything, right? Yeah. There it is. Oh no, that's a chant. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, I can't find it because it's all really really small right now.
Random buttons.
When he talked about the gut punches will stop, and Tori Petrie said, "Oh, you sweet summer child," and all that stuff going on. Nobody was there, and he was there, confident enough to say no. And it's a combination of the coaching staff, the front office, and the players around him that rallied to him as the leader of this team, and they believed in him to help rebuild him mentally. He never lost his physical attributes. He never lost his ability to play the game, but it was a confidence thing. And he rode through. That first year would have broken any quarterback because they would have thought it was them. They would have taken it on to themselves. And he didn't. He was confident enough to tell us, no. These gut punches are going to stop. We are going to be better. We are turning Detroit around. And sure as shit, he did it. And people, the crap that he took at that point, I kind of look and I just, I would love if Twitter or X, I guess, whatever it is, I wish you could go back very pointedly to a point in time and say, give me the snapshot of that day and what everybody said and all the people right in Lions Land, right? Because people were making fun of him like there was absolutely no tomorrow, man. And here we are, and people are chanting Jared Goff all over the city because the gut punches are stopping, man. He's made them. They're not all gone, and it's sports, and you can't control it up completely, but the gut punches, man, are stopping.
He was right.
Yeah.
And he's made the last 2 Pro Bowls, I want to say. I don't know. He's very good player, and he has elevated himself into I don't think he's going to win the MVP, even if the Lions wind up 15-2 again. But he's going to be in that conversation. And I think the stars surrounding him hurt him in that case, just as Jalen Hurts is never going to win it because he's got Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown. And
right.
That line.
Well, he quit throwing to Brown, so that might help.
Doesn't have a touchdown pass yet. My fantasy team knows that very well. Yeah.
That's the one thing. If you're going to build a fantasy team, take a look at Riz's and build anything that is not that.
Yes.
He's a black hole player, man. Oh man,
yeah.
That's fun times.
Yeah, as you know, Chris, one of the fantasy leagues that I'm in with a bunch of people that I played volleyball with over the years, and I'm in it so people can make fun of me that they're beating the football guy in football. Okay.
Oh,
I am 1-1 this year, thank God. But it won't last.
All right,
Holly's going to beat me this week. She always does.
Fan vibes. Where are we at? I think the vibe around town. There was this sigh of relief roughly around halftime, I think, that started amongst the fan base, and by the end of the game, like I said, people were hoisting Lombardi, which is probably a little early for that, right?
We were rolling.
Yeah.
We were rolling.
What's your sense? You talked to him on the radio today. You've been around town talking to folks. What's the sense? What's your feeling? What are you seeing out there?
One of the vibes that I picked up on, and I was at a volleyball tournament over the weekend in Grand Haven High School, and I know a lot of the parents, a lot of them know me, and I got a lot of people that came up and were like, they watched Green Bay just dominate Washington, and a lot of people were like, maybe Green Bay is that good. Maybe we should feel a little bit better about, like, that was a pretty prevailing theme.
Mm-hmm.
And as loath as we are to credit Green Bay, I think it's fair to say, and I know I'm guilty of this, I probably underestimated how good that football team is, because right now they look like the best team in football through 2 weeks. And one of those was at our expense. And I don't like they play the Browns this week. That shouldn't be close. That shouldn't be competitive. That should be a game where Jordan Love might not have to play after halftime, like, because Cleveland's offense is that bad.
Yeah.
And I think that honestly helped people, like, because it was a national game and pretty much everybody watched it because they didn't know who to root for, because Washington ended our season last year and Green Bay ruined our start to this year.
Yeah.
Like, can they play to a scoreless bloodbath tie? But Green Bay looked really good. And I do think that helps a lot of folks in a way, that, okay, we've crapped on them probably too much. Now it's time, you know what? They're probably good. And I do think that helped. I also think it helped that after the game this week, so many of the key players had great games. Brian Branch was everywhere. Hutch, we talked about him. DJ Reed had a fantastic game in coverage. We don't talk about it because he never gets thrown at. That's one of the reasons why Terrion is looking a little rough right now, is because they can't throw where DJ Reed is. He's too good. I want to saw Panay get back at it. Like all the skills. Hell, Brock Wright had a great game. Like, I think that just, like, all the anxiety of, like, oh my God, are we bad? Like, that's gone.
I want to go back to Green Bay, because Green Bay is definitely better than I thought at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But they've played 2 games at home. Okay. One of them was against the Bears, right? On neutral ground, I'll say I would put our week 2 team against their better of the 2 weeks teams that played this time, and say that we come out on top. I am still very, very much in the school that week 1 is freaking fool's gold and doesn't really tell you much of anything about a team. And that's one of the reasons why I think the most important games of the season shouldn't be the first game. Whether we win or lose, I don't think it should be the first game of the season. I really, really think that this team, again, we've only got 2 dots to draw a line from now, and it's going to be a line, but it could be still in a random direction. But if with the 2 dots we have, I believe the Lions can absolutely be a better team. Who gets it at home? I think that's going to be pretty important, because what Green Bay hasn't been is on the road yet, and that's going to be interesting to see what they do. Green Bay has a lot of tough games at home this year, where we have a lot of tough games on the road. That's going to play in their favor. the Lions of last year, their losses were at home. I mean, they won on the road, so they're a good team on the road. At least last year they were. Let's see what this year brings. It's going to be a fight to the death. I think. I genuinely think the Lions are the better team, but I think the deck is stacked a little bit against them to take the division this year. Not that they can't, but they've just got a harder road to the top than the Packers do.
We'll see. They haven't had the adversity yet. The Lions got the adversity and they roared out. That's a terrible pun. I didn't even mean to say it that way. Yeah. They did, in fact, though, roar out of the adversity and turned in a phenomenal game. I expect that to carry forward in the ball. I don't know if they're going to win Monday night. I'm probably not going to pick them to win Monday night, but they can.
You don't have to give away the milk early.
I don't think it's going to be. This is this Lions team. I would not count them out, as I think a lot of folks have done a little bit early.
Halloween comes early to the Risden house. There's ghosts in the background.
I think my daughter's home.
Old Sir Gray's ghastly. So yeah. All right. Let's see.
Yes.
Has Goff changed his throwing motion? Seems shorter this season. I haven't noticed that myself. Riz, have you?
I haven't. He shortened his stride into it a little bit on some of the deeper throws. He's getting it out where he doesn't necessarily have to take the big step forward. He's kind of doing. Matt Ryan threw like that. He actually throws a lot like Matt Ryan does. Matt Ryan, pretty dang good career.
Just really quick from a vibe check here. Great news. Bad Luck checked in and said he won't be at the Baltimore game this time, so maybe they'll be okay. Oh, well. His name's literally Bad Luck, and he's not going to be there this time. So that's pretty great.
Must be related to Andrew.
As we get forward, let's go ahead and use that to switch into looking forward to the Baltimore Ravens. Really quick, don't forget, we got Bish and Brown coming tomorrow. It hits at noon. We had Gray hit today at noon with a great episode. Definitely check it out on the audio or on the YouTube. It's awesome stuff. I also have to tell folks, Spotify, you're seeing our show, and you're going to start seeing the other shows coming in now with video on Spotify as well as on YouTube. So you can get the video of the show and hang out with us that way and kind of see some of the shenanigans that go on while the show's going as well. So that'll be good for you. And also, while we're here, please don't forget to like and subscribe and follow and all the magic things there. I said it once. I got it in for the show. But the like button is really important. If you're just sitting here right now listening and hanging with us, please hit that button so other folks can find us. It helps with that thing they call discoverability. All right, let's get into it. Looking ahead to the Baltimore Ravens on Monday night. I will say
they're 1-1.
My first thought about this game is I'm actually really happy it's on Monday night because I'm going to have finally a weekend to kind of get stuff done where I can be ready for the post game and everything else. I have not had a weekend since before the start of the season because everything went south. I've been playing catch up, so that's really awesome. Monday night, not in Detroit. Kind of stinks. I would love to see the Motor City lit up, but this is a team in Baltimore. I'm going to start at the back of the secondary with a guy that we talked about that was a player that the Lions could have grabbed and didn't. He fell a little further than we wanted, and probably rightfully so for the position he plays. But man, Kyle Hamilton is a freaking rock star, man.
He was the number one player in that draft for me.
Yeah.
And he's proven it.
Yep.
Brian Branch is very close. I think Hamilton gets the slight edge as the best safety in football right now. And he's so good in coverage. Yep. Unbelievable range. And that's something that Jared Goff is going to have to watch for. Because his instincts for, before Goff lets the ball go, he knows where it's going.
Yeah,
he proves that every game. Just incredible talent. Great play. He and I also had parenthetically Brian Branches too are on Hall of Fame tracks early in their career. We put it up on LionsWire. My guy Ryan Love wrote it earlier this week. The only player who's done what Brian Branch has done through the first 3 years of his career is Ed Reed. That was great. And Branch, by the way, has done it in 2 games in 3 years for that time. So, and Hamilton, I think Hamilton's a little bit more reliable. I think if Branch can learn to keep his cool a little bit better, that would help him in that argument. But man, dude's it's good. That's a good football player back there. Wow.
Hamilton right now, and again, take these for what they're worth. They're at least a way to kind of quantify something that's pretty subjective. But Hamilton comes in at a 92.7 PFF score and Branch at a 91.8. So both just booming scores. Like it's almost negligible, the difference between them. So that's good. But even after the first week against the Packers, Branch is looking good in the scores. And as you said, the Ravens are 1-1. This is an important game for both teams because you don't want to wind up underneath 500 this early. This is your chance to kind of leap out ahead and really get that ball rolling. So this is going to be important. Another player to point at on that defense on the Ravens side is Roquan Smith. May have heard his name, Riz. Evidently, he's one of those kids that just might turn into a good player one day.
He got away from Chicago and it helped. Imagine that. Yeah. He has a scoop and score on the year. He is active. He is what I think the Lions want Jack Campbell to be. And Jack's a good player, but he's not Roquan yet.
Yep.
And I like the way that they showcase him too. I think they do a very good job. Really, Baltimore does this with everybody on that. That's a very well-coached team. They are exceptional at not asking guys to do things that they can't do well. And that's something I do think that Dan Campbell's also good at this, but John Harbaugh's the master of that, man. They, like the Lions, actually, this is a compliment to the Lions. Because when we're at the combine and we're sitting there watching the workouts and everything, and that's a Baltimore Raven. Like there's something about them, and now we are to the point where like that's a Detroit Lion. Like that, Baltimore is where you want to be on that, and there's good reasons for that.
Yeah. So that's really. I mean, they run a 5-man front, right? So it's
they do,
and that's going to be tough for the Lions. Matabuke is a pretty strong player. Jones, Robinson. I mean, that's kind of the 3 big guys that are going to give us problems. But we're not playing against world star secondary here, right? I mean, we'll have opportunities, especially with the number of weapons. Yep, and the weapons.
Their corners aren't bad. No. They're not bad, but they're vulnerable.
The weapons we have are going to make it hard for them to be able to cover everybody. Especially you have a couple of players that are above average, and then it falls off pretty quick, and it's just going to be too hard to cover the number of weapons we have. So it kind of supports the whole idea where you talked about we're not going to have a problem, and this is kind of in quotes, we're not going to have a problem scoring against this team. That's not going to be how we don't win this game.
Right. Yeah. And by the way, Kyle Van Noy, somewhat amazingly, he was 4th in the NFL in sacks last year. I said on the radio, like, congratulations if you're one of the 1 in 25,000 people who knew that. He's out for this game. He's out. He's got a hamstring. He's going to be out for a little bit.
Yep.
They have one other edge who has a sack. It's Tavius Robinson.
Yep.
They're going to be relying on rookie Mike Green. We might remember him from the draft time. Was a guy who had enough character issues that the Lions didn't look at him, but he was certainly an intriguing player.
Where was he drafted at? Because I mean, he was at Senior Bowl. He did have a couple of problems there, but where did he wind up going? Round 2. Wow.
Yeah.
Everyone thought he was going earlier than that. I mean, he was like what? People were talking early. I mean, at Senior Bowl time, he was somewhere around like 12, right? 12 to 15.
He was a guy who could have gone top 15. Absolutely. And then they have former Michigan player David Ojabo, who's been a healthy scratch. I think he was a 2nd-round pick too. Might have been 3rd round, but he hasn't really panned out. So they don't get a lot from their edges without Van Noy on the field. That's going to be very helpful for the Lions because then they can focus. Matabuike is a wrecking ball on the inside. Man, that guy's a good player, and they do blitz well. Roquan Smith can blitz up the A gap. They have the ability. Hamilton can blitz. All their defensive backs are good blitzers. That's something that they look for in their players. So they're gonna have to be alert. But as far as like just generating an organic 4-man pass rush, they don't do that very well. And what's Jared Goff great at? You bring a lot of pressure. He knows where to go with the ball, and he's composed, and he gets it there accurately.
Yep.
That's how we beat Minnesota. That's how we beat the shit out of Minnesota all the time.
Yep.
Baltimore's better than Minnesota, but it's the same concept.
Let me flip the other side of the sheet. The wide receivers that they have, they could be problematic between Zay Flowers and DeAndre Hopkins, both great players. Rival to the players on the Lions side of the ball as far as in quality, those two. Yeah. It does fall off when you get to Rashad Bateman and their tight end Andrews, but
Bateman's all right. Tez Walker, all he does is catch touchdowns. He's caught 3 passes. They're all touchdowns. He caught 2 last week. And I actually heard an interview with him on Sirius XM NFL Radio. I think it was yesterday. And he was very complimentary towards the Lions and Terrion specifically. They're looking forward to it. Like, this is going to be a big challenge. Like, he talked up Terrion as an opponent. I hope that materializes.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not just pumping him up. Travis Henry, he's actually a player that worries me just because of the size.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick. Because of his size.
When did you become Jonathan Vilma?
I don't know. I've always been Vilma. Actually, I shouldn't have been the one criticizing him because it took me to like year 4 to say Oruwariye. But and not sound like a howling husky. Travis Henry. My God.
Derrick Henry.
I did it again. What the hell? Anyway, Derrick Henry. The guy is a brick shit house. He carries a ton of energy with him, and he's hard to take down. The Detroit Lions don't shy away. They hit hard. Those collisions they're gonna result in large amounts of smoke, probably explosions, and probably some players that don't get up as quick as you want it to. I hate that. He's a powerful weapon for that team. He is absolutely powerful. And the fact that he's like, when they traded for him, I was like, are you kidding me? It's a 1-year deal. He is outlived. I mean, this guy is incredible, right? He has just been a workhorse and he's still got all the traits that he had. So, Derrick Henry.
If you're looking for positive,
I almost did it again. Derrick Henry is actually a guy that worries me.
He had a terrible game last week.
I know.
He gained, I think it was 23 yards. He fumbled. Now, Cleveland, I'm going to bag on Cleveland a lot. They do have a decent defense. They got some guys on that side of the ball, and they did a pretty good job of containing that. And they contained Lamar, too, running. But then Lamar just threw early, often, all over them. They have a pretty good secondary, too. That's the rub with Baltimore, is that Lamar's happy sitting in the pocket and carving you up. And he can do it as well as Mahomes can. That's, somebody, who was that? Somebody compared him to Steve Young. And I forget, it was recent too. And Steve Young to me is like, that guy was incredible. I don't think he gets enough love in the history of the game. I think he's one of the all-time greats.
He was the guy after the guy. He came after Joe Montana, right? That like ate into what his legacy was.
Yeah. Then they went to Steve Bono. Sorry, Steve.
Walsh was such a great coach. Walsh was such a great coach.
He was.
My uncle looked just like him too.
Clifford was too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man.
And that's like, if you want to stop them, and the Browns focused on stopping the run, and Baltimore put up 41. Like, They're good. Challenge for our defense, no doubt about it.
Yep. And Lamar is, like you said, he's just Lamar. He's a weapon. He's dangerous. I have a feeling that the tail of this game is going to be whose defense is the one that steps up this week. I think that's what's going to be the differentiator.
Who can get a takeaway? Who can get a sack on a third down? Who can, make – I will also say special teams and field position is going to play a role. Mm-hmm. Who's going to be able to stop the other team after 3 first downs, and that's only getting them to the opposing 45 instead of getting into the 30s where you can reliably trot out a kicker for a field goal. But I think those types of hidden yards are going to be very big. Yep. And that the Lions, their special teams were tragic in Green Bay. They were phenomenal last week. I don't want Grant Stewart running the ball back anymore. I'm over that. Like I freaking love Grant Stewart.
He's just a freight train, man. Like there's still moves. It's just like on a rail.
Yeah. It's funny because that's exactly how Sione Vaki is as a runner, but Vaki isn't like that as a returner. It's weird. I don't know, man. But by the way, it does not look good for Vaki to play this week. Even though they haven't officially said anything, I would not expect him back this week.
There you go. All right, let's look at this, Riz. I'll quickly go through the Vegas side of it. The Baltimore Ravens are favored. They're minus 225 in the money line with the Lions at plus 185. They're calling it a 4-point game. Okay, plus 4 for the Lions. Right. And the over-under is 52. 52. Let's get into it. What's your prediction for the game, young man?
I think it's going to be a lot of points. Baltimore has scored 40 and 41 in their 2 games. That's not a fluke. They're gonna threaten 40 again, probably. But the Lions can get 40 on them. I don't know if they will, but they can. I think because it's in Baltimore, because it's a night game, because I don't like Troy Aikman. That's my own personal beef.
Troy. Shout out to Joe and Mike.
I threw this out on the radio today. Is Troy Aikman the worst statistical player in the Hall of Fame? Something for you to ponder as you go about your evening. His analysis just bugs me. And that's a me problem. That's not a Troy problem. But whenever it feels like, and I will go back to, I want to say it was 2014, Monday Night Football, Baltimore, Justin Tucker kicking the game winner. I remember that. I remember that night.
It burns.
I was at Joey's Tavern by the Grand Rapids Zoo. We had just gotten done playing volleyball that night. We all went there, and we were watching the Lions. We're all decked out in Lions gear and everything. And that happened. And we all just sat there like, oh, really? Like, I can't get that. Even though Justin Tucker is clearly persona non grata now and out of football.
Well, he always was in Detroit after that, but I think everybody kind of felt that way, Riz. I mean, that one was a heartbreaker. So, okay, what do you got?
It's hard to shake it. It's hard to reconcile that the Lions have never beaten the Ravens. It's never really even been close in Baltimore. You talked about it last week. The last game that was in Baltimore is the worst game of Dan Campbell's career.
Yep.
They lost, I think it was 38-6, and it wasn't that close.
Mm-mm.
And that was a good Lions team. That was 2 seasons ago.
Yep.
We were good then.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be a lot closer, but I still think Baltimore's going to win. I'm going to call it like, we'll go 38-33.
Oh, okay.
So Baltimore wins and covers, and it's over.
Okay.
It'll be competitive.
That's close to what I had as far as the numbers. But I'm I don't know, a little different. I do think my heart says the Lions are going to win this because the Lions are on a high right now. Dan Campbell and the team wants to come back from what happened in Baltimore last time. They're hungrier for this, I think, than Baltimore is. I just don't. My brain says it's not going to happen. And when I look at this, I start saying 38-31 Baltimore.
Okay.
And for a total of 69 points, though. That's kind of where my head's at.
Nice.
I hope I can flip that to 38 Lions, 31 Ravens, but
and Chris, I think I speak for neither of us would be surprised if the Lions won this game.
No, they are poised and a team that can do it. Again, but if I have to like separate my heart and brain, and my brain tells me that it's a little bit too big of a hill to climb. The defense, the defense in Baltimore is that little bit better than the defense in Detroit.
Yeah, and the Lions could be there, but the Ravens at home with so many. Now again, Van Noy being out, that's an issue for them. But we're going to be without Davenport. It looks like we don't know that yet. Hopefully, we get decent news on that front. But Al-Qadim Muhammad. He's going to have the ball.
Yeah, he is. Perry Ball comes in and says he thinks Joe Namath is actually worse statistically, Jeff.
Well, that's probably
true. Yeah.
Probably true. Yeah, okay. All right. That's a good one. I'm sure there's guys from like the pre-Super Bowl era. I don't really worry about that. That's before my cognizance.
But if Namath would have had Aikman's nose not blocking his view, he would have been that much better, right? See, one of the things that I like about Joe Namath, and this is where I deviate, and we're going to go on a little side tangent here. I think the Hall of Fame is more about fame than statistics. I agree.
Joe Namath belongs because who doesn't know who Joe Namath is? Now, if you walk down the street of any city in America except Detroit and say, who's Charlie Sanders? They're going to look at you like, see the Colonel?
Yeah.
Like, he's just not known.
You're on first name basis with the Colonel?
Right, exactly. Guys who are famous like that, it's the Hall of Fame. I think that should be emphasized more in all of the halls. And football's probably the worst at that, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like Bo Jackson. I know that his numbers don't make him close. Can you imagine telling the story of the NFL without Bo Jackson, without Michael Vick, who's never going to get in? Like, can you imagine telling the story of the game to somebody and leaving them out? You can't.
I think just
I know I'm different on that, but that's where I am on the Hall of Fame.
I think the story of sports in the U.S. with Bo Jackson, just that first real two-sport star, right? I mean, he was incredible. God, what a Bo knows football, man. All right, not excoriated, but most fans in the chat are saying we're wrong. Lions simply don't go loss, win, loss, win, loss. They go loss, win, 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 win. Plus, what team you been watching for the last 3 years?
Well, they could very well go loss, win, loss, win, 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 win. There's the way things are shaping up. The schedule's looking different. I don't want to say easier, but different because Kansas City's winless. Joe Burrow's gone. The Chiefs have the worst starting offensive tackles in football. Both of them are on the same team. They're awful. They can't run the ball. Like, their defense is still good, but we can outscore that team.
Yeah.
I feel better about playing the Bengals now.
Who's going to be on?
No disrespect to Jake Browning, but he ain't Joe Burrow.
Yep. This is the thing where one of the wild cards for the Lions is I think they want this more. I think that the coach wants it more. The players want it more.
Need it more.
And well, with everything that's happened between these teams, I think the Lions think more about the Ravens than the Ravens think about the Lions, if that makes sense. For the Ravens, they're prepping for another game. The Lions are prepping for the Ravens. A little bit like that first game of the season where Green Bay prepped for the Lions and the Lions prepped for a game. That's where the kind of the magic juice is on this one. And it'll be interesting to see if the team can bring it and flip the script on what we kind of think is going to happen in this game.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It very well could happen. It'd be nice.
It'd be fantastic.
By the way, I learned today, and I did not know this. I probably should have. Monday Night Football starts at 8:15. Thank God. I thought it was a 9 o'clock kick. So glad they moved that back.
Jeff Risden moves to 2025, ladies and gentlemen. Or maybe it was 2017. But whatever.
So it's 8:45 right now. I will be well, I won't be in bed tonight by 9:30. But most nights I'm in bed by 9:30 or 10 o'clock at the latest.
2:30
I
for
have
me.
to say, I don't know how you do that, but I'm up by 5:45 almost every day. So
6:50.
different
6:50.
different things. Why do you do that to yourself?
I don't know. Because I'm welcoming the joyous time of dementia. I can't wait. 'Cause I'm not doing my brain any favors recognizing the lack of sleep.
As Bon Jovi sang, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." Right?
Yeah, I guess so. It just might be sooner than it could have been.
By the way,
on that happy note,
friend of the program, Brian Burkheiser, threw out the first pitch of the Tigers game tonight.
Damn it! I was going to say that. Yep. Burkheiser out there from Scatterbrained, formerly I Prevail. First pitch out at Tiger Stadium, Comerica Park, Copa tonight. Really cool. Good to see. He's fantastic.
I don't know who won. They were playing the Guardians tonight.
We
They
won.
need the win.
Yeah. Well, it's a 6.5 game lead. We won. The fans won because Brian threw that pitch out. All right. They've got some music coming. I am telling you guys, I don't know if I can even say the name of the song yet. I'll just say, look, I've heard 3 songs and they're fantastic. They're different and they're great. There's one that is, I was just listening to it yesterday I played it like 4 or 5 times in a row. It's such a good song and it's such a statement. Brian, man, you got it going on, brother. You got it going on. We're gonna have him on the show. We got to have him on and just talk some turkey.
Yeah, let him. He is a very knowledgeable Detroit sports fan.
Yeah,
hardcore.
Yeah.
He's all about it. He joined us he's been with us a couple times, I think. So,
yeah.
Great guy.
All right. With that, let's put a bow on this one, Riz. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please do hit that like button if you're hanging with us right now before we go. We appreciate that. It means a lot. Don't forget about us on the Patreon, patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. Help Risden come up with some questions for the press conferences. You can really help feed him. Not just the mailbag.
I do have a mailbag thing posted in the Slack. I posted it yesterday morning. I'm going to answer the questions and shoot the video Friday morning.
Awesome.
So
awesome. So you get that, and then you get an opportunity. You can maybe seed questions into the press room. Help Riz be the questioner of the year. We'll use the Slack to drive that a little bit. Patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. $5 a month or more gets you access to the Slack. You can give less than $5, and we really, really appreciate it. It helps the show. So thank you everyone who does that just to show your support and help keep us going. Also follow us on the Twitter, the X, Zitter, whatever, at Jeff Risden, as you see right there, and at DET Lions Podcast. All the show notes, when we're going to be on, what times, all that stuff is at DET Lions Podcast. Sometimes Risden tweets it. Sometimes he's drunk in an alley and forgets to. But DET Lions Podcast will always get you what you need in that space.
A long time.
Be sure to go.
Fun, honestly.
It's kind of his appealing right now. Be sure to go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com, subscribe to the podcast. And Riz, what do you do when people do that, Riz?
I get to come in your earholes automatically.
Thank you for tuning in. We're going to see you next time on the Detroit Lions podcast. Remember, no pants, no toasters, no hot tubs, no Ravens, I hope. And no problems, because we're Detroit Lions and Reddit Connection. We have Bishop Brown noon tomorrow, and we have Gray and I doing a post-game show. We got Riz doing a mailbag later this week. More content than your mouth can handle.